Okay. Alright guys, post in the chat. Number one, if you think that Mafia is going to reverse or kill this, or reverse win this, or is Poker going to take game number 3 right here, right now? So you think, you guys think that Poker's going to take this? Good job, Camber Can. You know I can rely on you to not know numbers. Oh. Cool. All right. So we got a bit of support for Poker here. Mafia is in a bit of a tough position. I mean, he's 2 games down. Up at the top right-hand side, as our blue Zerg player, it is I Am Mafia. His opponent down in the bottom... Whoops. Sorry, I forgot about the overlay, guys. His opponent down in the bottom left-hand side, as our pink Zerg player, is xGKingPoker. So, Cloud Kingdom. I've seen some interesting Muta games on this particular map. So I'll be hoping to see some more of that. It really makes the game interesting. Of course, the Muta plank you can approach from this direction, sort of just attack into the natural in this way. If you wanted to go that particular side, you can of course come into the main this way as well. Sort of depends how well prepared your opponent is for those kinds of attack. Of course, if they've seen the mutas coming, then perhaps it's not going to do too much damage. There may be a spore up, or perhaps even infestors are done by that time. But as we can see, both of these guys just going to pick up their spawning pools as quickly as possible, grabbing that down at around about 15 supply or 15 drone mark. And I would expect, that Mafia just wanting to be a little bit safer this time. Instead of going for that, instead of going for the hatchery first, he's just going to be a little bit more careful and say, you know what, I don't want to get caught out too much this time. And he will still put the hatchery down. Both of these players getting their hatcheries in, and in fact, their builds are effectively exactly the same right now. It does look as though Mafia is going to grab a couple more drones here as well. He's also getting his gas a little bit earlier than Poker is doing. Of course, in some of the previous games, we've seen Poker just skip his gas for quite a while, but he's not going to do it this time. Going to throw that down right now and continue on with the Queen production, getting started with one of those, both of these players. And, well, Zerg versus Zerg. I mean, what is there to say at this point when both players are sort of doing the same sort of thing? Post your favorite ice cream flavor in the chat. I wonder if anyone's going to get the correct answer. Queen's popping out, getting those injects going and heading down to the natural, of course. There is no guava ice cream. You're such a liar. I think. But the Queen's just about to head down and get started with that. With their injects in the natural bases, and speed getting started for Mafia just a little bit earlier than his opponent. No, not my favorite Cabracan, your favorite. Post your favorite ice cream flavor in the chat. But bear in mind, there's only one correct answer. Speed also starting off for Poker. He's just having he's getting that Bailey nest started. Wants to make sure he's got some possible protection against early Ling attacks. In fact, both of the guys just throwing it down there. Yeah, that's right, Cabracan. That's exactly right. And continuing to drone up behind this, of course, both of these guys loving to macro when they can. Of course, in this matchup, we have seen just some very basic cheesy stuff from both of them. But I mean, in some of their other games against, whether it be, I think against other races, like against the Terran and also against Protoss, we've seen them both love to go up and get very macro-based. So I am kind of hoping to see a bit more of a macro game. While I don't want every Zerg versus Zerg game to be a 40-minute long game with brood lords and roaches and all these kind of crazy things everywhere, I would like to see at least one. But for the moment, it looks like I will get my wish. We've still got the one gas from both of these players up, so no real tech going to come along. In fact, Poker has now grabbed his second gas, so he's going to be mining away at that right now. Of course, Overlord spread out through the map. Mafia got some good vision going for himself at the moment for Poker. He's got his own little bit of vision, just keeping an eye on some of those key points to see what's going on around the map. Strawberry and cookie dough. Wait, as in strawberry and cookie dough together? Or cookie dough separate, strawberry separate? Because I just had an idea. If you didn't mean that together, then holy moly, that is the greatest idea ever. Strawberry cookie dough ice cream. I want that. Someone invent that right now if it's not invented. But the Ling's now coming around for Mafia, just wanting to have a quick look and trying to see if he can get inside his opponent's base, but not actually happening. Just because, you know, there were some banelings at the edge of the ramp there. Looks like Poker is going to come down, take his third base. Mafia probably going to do the exact same thing that he's seen his opponent do that. And yeah, this is sort of just still staying a very standard sort of game. Mafia's lair quite a lot later than his opponent's. Of course, Poker has had his done for quite a while. He's got +1 weapons on the way for the missiles, and his infestation bit is over halfway done. So Mafia going to be a little bit behind in his tech right here right now because of the fact that he's a little bit delayed there. Vegemite ice cream, I'm totally down with that. Someone do that. But Overseer's just having a quick peek through. It does see that the infestation pit is a little bit slower than his own. Meanwhile, the third base of Poker is under a little bit of threat. Bailey is coming along, trying to get some damage done here, but it's not really going to happen. But the roaches are now here. Mafia not really going to be able to do anything, and Poker will be perhaps able just to force his opponent back for the moment. Chocolate and Jack Daniels ice cream. Hang on, let's just cancel this cast now. I want some of that right now. Holy moly. Someone, wow. Someone direct me to the website of a place where I can get that. That's awesome. Anyway, speaking about StarCraft, we've got Infestation Pit, of course, pulsating away here like there is a rave party inside, but unfortunately the only drugs being taken are for pathogen glands. 16 roaches about to pop out for Mafia, so he's going to boost up his defensive capabilities, given that his opponent is now coming across with his own roaches. Going to try and actually get a good surround. Really nicely done by Mafia. Those Lings have done a fantastic job of just basically netting his opponent. And it looks like Mafia will just clean up the rest of these roaches. Really well done. That is a really nice control there with all of those Lings and the extra roaches that he had. So Poker going to try and get some infestors out if he can. He does actually, I don't think we have any infestors on the map just yet, no. We do have a drone count currently sitting at 55 for Poker, so he's a little bit higher than his opponent, but the problem lies in the fact that Mafia is now approaching. Look at that roach line, very nicely worked in there by Mafia. This is happening on sort of two fronts here. We've got Mafia, looks like he will win the top battle. Bit of micro there, nicely done by him, and he even wins the southern battle as well. Mafia trying to get this game back into his hands, and he's doing a pretty good job of winning those fights, and more roaches now joining the battle here. Mafia looking pretty good right now. He's going to take down some more of these roaches. Drones are going to be going down with them as well, and quite likely that third base. Where are the infestors of Poker? I feel like he's sort of missed out a little bit on the timing that you would use for that, and yep, kind of agrees. Game 3 goes to Mafia. Is he going to fight back? So it's now, the score is now 2-1. Poker's still in a position where he just needs to win one game to take the victory here at the SC2C Masters Cup.